Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dice by the Sword. This is part 2 of this week's episode. If you're watching the VODs, this is being released on a Thursday, so welcome back. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this evening. The chat has been on fire this evening, so thank you, everybody, for all the engagement and keeping up to date with all the latest things. Love that. So, we rejoin our party as you get to the foot of the watchtower. You see that one of the guards recognizes your group from when you visited a couple of days ago, the day before last, and just nods his head. They don't seem to try and stop you from entering the watchtower at all. And as you enter inside, you get the scent of sweat, leather, smell of dried blood. You see that there are maps strewn across the heavy oak table, and while the majority of the injured guardsmen were in the temple, you do see that there are a couple resting against the walls of the watchtower interior. Their bandages seem to be wrapped hastily. The room is dimly lit by lanterns, and at the center of it all stands Captain Torren Bale, the leader and captain of the Whistlestone Guard. His armor is dented, his left pauldron missing, revealing a hastily wrapped wound bandage. Holy fuck. Try saying that quickly. That hastily wound bandage. Yeah, no. Wrapped wound bandages. Hastily wrapped wound bandage beneath. Despite his injuries, however, his presence seems unwavered. His broad shoulders, his jaw clenched with restrained fury, it seems. He leans over the table, tracing the route on the map with his finger before looking up at you with tired but determined eyes. I already know what you're here for. You're here to ask about what happened, aren't you?
I mean, it seems like an obvious question, but yes. We were gone for an evening.
Look, it wasn't an attack, all right? They didn't come to raid us of our treasures or out like that. It was our people they wanted. They took the strongest they could find, left the weakest to die, and just vanished into the fucking night like we were nothing but livestock. What you see left here is the remains of my guard. Maybe 8, 10 at most. Well, they're the ones that have still got fight in them. The rest are either dead, injured, or missing.
Was it a large force that came for you? How did they attack? Was there coordination? Was it...
They were on us before we had any inkling. Some inside the walls themselves, passing themselves off as travelers. All told, be 40, 50. Some inside the walls, some breached the castle walls. Some breached the town walls. Some just came from the shadows. It was a slaughter. We did our best, but we weren't prepared for this. Most of my guard were on leave, at home with the families. Never stood a fucking chance. But I tell you, I will not let this stand. What's your plan? Plan to go after him?
Absolutely, but we needed to figure out more first. Find you. We were told a white dragonborn came in on horseback, and that...
Yeah. That fucker seemed to be leading the line. Look, if you're going after him, you have my help. I can spare 5 of my best fighters to go here. I can also send riders to gather whoever still has the heart left for a fight. Maybe I can get 20 or so. Might not be much, but it's better than the 6 of you.
Do you know where they are right now? Are they still on the road? It's fine. Yes. Is there Do you know where they are? Are they still on the road? Do you have eyes on them, or is it you know where they have been taken?
I can't spare anyone. Like I said, I have 8, maybe 10 people. Like, the safety of this town is my prime directive. I have men manning the walls, scarcely, but at least we've got eyes on every direction. And the rest, pitted around the town. 2, 3 of them are out on duty now, walking the town, but like I said, I've got the 3 outside. I don't know. If I'd send riders out, we might be able to find, like, men and women who won't sit idle while their kin are shackled by some fucking godforsaken
corporation.
Yeah. You know it was them, don't you? They headed east from here. There's only one fucking place east from here.
The only one place that's looking for strong people only and taking them.
We were told also that the mayor is missing, and that Mother... What was her name again, Jarl?
Anya.
Mother Vanya said that this was coordinated, like they knew what they were looking for. The strongest were rooted out, shackled, and taken.
They were looking at faces. They were knocking down doors to get into houses, like it was a coordinated attack. They knew who they wanted.
Oren's expression darkens. He lowers his voice in an effort to try and make sure nobody overhears. Eliza's alive. Holed up in an abandoned storage shed at the edge of town. Now listen. People are angry. They want someone to blame, and to some, the fact that she wasn't taken makes her look guilty. But I swear to you, and he looks each of you directly in the eye, his gaze hard and unwavering. I swear to you, she's only ever worked in the town's best interest. But if word gets out where she is, given the town's state, the emotions that are running through people's veins right now, no telling what folk might do to her in the grief.
Insight check.
Yeah, can I insight check that too?
Sure, both of you can roll on it.
Oh.
What did you get, Octavius?
Natural 1.
Oh my goodness.
It's all coming back now.
Oh, how the turns table.
It's all coming back now to me. You guys remember how everyone was like, oh, 2 nat 20s, that's crazy, dude. 2 nat 1s, that's crazy.
The dice of extremes.
Octavius, to you, you're eating up everything he's telling you. Like, there is nothing that he could say, like, to make you trust him more. Ulrich, what did you get?
Natural 19 for a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Yes.
It seems, Ulrich, you get the sense that he's telling you the truth, but he's also tired. You get the air of, or the impression that he's trying to protect the mayor as best he can. You don't get the impression that he's hiding anything, but he's also choosing his words carefully.
Yeah.
He's only met you maybe once, twice in passing, if you count the first time in the mayor's office. Should have breathed in between that sentence. I've nearly fucked me up. He's like, Oof, just collapsed. DM down. But you don't get the impression he's trying to hide anything or cover anything up, but he's choosing his words carefully.
Okay. I trust you, Thorin. You are a man of honor, integrity. You are a town's guard. I don't necessarily believe you would lead us wrong, so...
Look.
If she is safe, then she is safe, but... we need to chase these people down if they haven't already gotten back to Blackstone.
Thorin sighs, kind of rubs his hand over his face, rubs his eyes, and kind of places his fists down, knuckles down on the table, kind of gripping tightly, and he goes, look, I don't know what she knows, but It's been acting strange the past few weeks. Restless, almost, like she's been waiting for something. If you want answers, she's your best chance, but keep her safe. I don't think she'll have done anything to put this town in jeopardy knowingly or with any malicious intent behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I've got my own people to rally. You decide what you're doing next, and then you just let me know when it's time to move. In the meantime, I'll send out riders. I'll gather as many fighting men and women as possible.
If we can find out how quickly they are moving and where they are, we could cut them off before they hit the mines. It is a long trek. And with that many people unwilling and injured, it will take them time to get there. We could circle them off, hopefully.
I'll put plans in place, try and come up with a strategy as to how we do this, gather as many men and women as I can who are willing to fight. Just tell me when you're ready to move, and we'll stop these fuckers together.
Absolutely, we will. He sort of, in his own way, he sort of puts an arm out to try and sort of, in kind of like a rallying motion, kind of like, yes, we definitely will. And he sort of tries to bring him in for this.
Torrin really
Son of a
wouldn't.
bitch.
Torrin really wouldn't do it, but I feel kind of bad if I don't do it. He kind of
Okay.
He kind of warriors handshakes you and just kind of goes, okay.
Amanda.
Everyone's got you pushing too many pencils.
You see Torrin kind of walk towards the door to the watchtower, place his hand to gesture you to leave, and as you all leave the watchtower, he
sorry.
Just very briefly.
Yep, go ahead. Yep.
Before, as we're filing out, Giera is going to hang back, so she is the last one.
Okay.
We're both awkwardly stood there then, so I'm going,
Yeah.
no, you, after you.
No, please. Yeril is going to fold the piece of paper, we'll have folded this already, just so the signature is showing, not what's been bought, not anything else. She's just folded the piece of this ledger just to show the signature. And she's just going to say, one last thing, Captain. Do you recognize this? And she's just going to show him the signature.
Oh, origami.
Aye, I do.
Whose signature is this?
Oh,
Eliza's.
we're gonna have a problem.
Thank you very much, Captain. And she's going to leave and tuck it back into her pocket.
Sort of to bridge those two things, Orc is going to quickly go after Octave and says, you picked up the map from the Knoll camp, correct?
Yes, I did. And he opens it up.
Do you mind if I take this?
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. And
Like
sort of as you,
we're all acting like Ulrich is 19 feet tall.
I mean, he is the biggest one. He's still 2 heads bigger than me.
We'll win any battle with a giant on our side.
like, pretty much. Sort of running back as Yarrow sort of finishes the counter, he will. Thorin, some good news for you today. The southern tower is now free of the problem you had initially set us on. It is now empty of gnolls and ready for reclaiming by us.
That's the case then. Just bear with me. And he walks over to a large chest at the back of the watchtower, opens it, and pulls out a large leather bag. Walks over and hands it to you.
Sort of, as he walks,
well done.
he walks in and sort of grabs it. Are you sure you can spare this much, given what has gone on?
That's from the town hall. I assumed that it was for when you returned anyway, but one of the first directives we have is to secure any and all valuables within the town, especially items in our collective treasury. That was promised to you for the work that you've done. So, as far as I'm concerned, that's yours.
And I promise we shall make good use of it.
You-
two small pieces of information. We acquired, it is crude, but a map from the Knoll camp. It has circled out a few areas. Perhaps you might be able to figure out where it is leading to, or maybe of more rest stops of these things. And he sort of places it down, just discern what you can from that. And to Macy's cart, there is some goods we took from their possession that might be of use to you. I haven't gone through them specifically, but do with them what you will.
Thank you. I'll send someone over to bring the cart round to the watchtower, and we'll do what we can.
Stay strong, and we shall be back soon. And he sort of graciously bows and leaves with a big leather sack to rejoin everyone else.
Okay.
Well, it seems we have been paid. And he sort of gestures the sack of gold towards everyone. Feels a little bit off, but we did do the job they asked us.
But now it seems
Yes.
they are in aid once more.
Yes, they are. So, how much?
It was 150. I'm pretty sure that was what was agreed.
I believe it was
300 gold pieces.
300. It was 300 gold pieces.
I am 150 off. Sorry,
you took 150 on the way over. I understand.
no, my common
My finder's fee.
my common numbers isn't good. Goliath's counting fives.
So that is 60 gold pieces each.
Give or take, yes. I suppose we can put it to good use for ourselves if we are going to defend the city.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Come on, Octavius the hero. You know you're going to be doing something good with it.
Not yet. Let me enjoy it while it lasts.
So, what are you guys wanting to do? Couple of places you can go still. You have Broken Lantern Tavern if you wanted to go back there. You have the location of the mayor. What do you guys want to do?
I think we, as stealthily and as nonchalantly as we can, very much that, go and speak to the mayor.
Okay.
Yes, just to exchange a few words, a few words. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. You head towards the edge of town. You follow the directions given by Thorin to the location of the hidden safe house kind of thing that he's pointed you in the direction of. And you find yourself at a seemingly abandoned storage shed near the edge of town. The wooden walls are warped with age. The roof sags under the weight of time. There is a single lantern flicker from inside, its weak glow barely spilling through the slats in the walls. But the five of you arrive.
As we sort of arrive outside, or it's going to just turn to everyone to, how are we going to do this? Is this a friendly visit, or is it more muscles? I don't really know how we feel about.
Kill her.
Oh,
I love where your head's at, but I think we go in as friends on the pretext to get her to trust us, maybe open up a bit more. I don't think we reveal much of what we know yet. Let her talk. And then we
Why
can...
Why don't we just ask her?
This
Oh,
one-
sorry. I'm the only one that speaks the truth. Sorry, apologies.
Just so I'm on the same page, I'm assuming Yarrow would have filled us in about what the signature meant on the trip
Yes,
too.
sure. On the
So we're on
way
the same
over,
page.
maybe when out of earshot of things, we'll have unfurled the piece of ledger explained that the mining tools have been purchased a few weeks earlier. We didn't know who the signature was. It was a hunch, and it's now been confirmed that it was Eliza, the mayor. So, with what Torin has said about he's been off and she only ever does work for the good of the town, and now these mining items suddenly picked up, Yeryl's very pointed in what she wants to say, but is trying to remain serene and calm.
Okay.
Can't tell if that's Joe's normal face or if that's just acting.
Coric.
Can't help
Ding,
it.
thank you.
Coric. You have sat and heard, obviously, everything that was spoken about in the temple, everything that was then mentioned in the watchtower. I'd like you to tell me what you're thinking right now. Now, the reason I'm obviously coming to you is that you've experienced something like this before. This is strangely familiar. Somewhat. Not exactly, but somewhat familiar to you. You've endured times like this before. You've seen people that you know, you care about, have worked with before, come under siege and under attack. You've seen the devastation that leaves and the impact it has on a town. What's going through Coric's head right now? Like, how are you feeling? Like, what's going through your mind?
The first thing is an empathy for the people who are suffering and struggling and dying. There's also a desire to get justice. That's going to be one of the main things that he's going to be thinking about, similar to how he feels about his own village. He also thinks that there's probably more to the situation with Eliza than just outright corruption, but that might just be his sense of giving people the benefit of the doubt.
As you are walking with the rest of the group, these thoughts racing through your mind, you calculating what you already know without, or at least trying your best to not make any assumptions as to what's transpired and who's behind it and the causality, so to speak. You can't help yourself but think back to one of the first nights that the raids happened on your own town. Fear that it immediately instilled in the people there. Fear that lingered, didn't go away overnight, the next day or the day after that. You have experienced people that you care about living their daily lives, watching over their shoulders constantly. The thought of impending doom around every corner. The desire to want to stave off the night, the reprieve of day, because you know that that's when these sorts of things happen and have happened. You're filled with a steely determination to not only find out what's happened, but to do something about this. And that determination is bolstered by what you see in the people with you today. These 4 friends that you've now made who are equally determined and equally out for the same sort of justice that you want to impart yourself. The door to the abandoned storage shed opens. The scent of dust, old parchment begins to fill your lungs. There are stacks of sealed crates lining the walls, labelled with names of merchants long since departed from Whistlestone, and at the centre of the room, sitting behind a makeshift table, is Mayor Eliza Harrowbrook. She looks tired, disheveled. Dark circle stains the hollow beneath her eyes. The pristine coat that you saw her wear the day before is wrinkled and dirty, her fingers drumming against the wood in slow rhythm. She looks up, her voice tired but not broken, as she sits back and inhales deeply before meeting your gaze. Suppose Corin told you where I was?
He did. He said you were fighting here.
I knew something was coming. I didn't know what. I didn't think it would happen like this or so soon, but I've made a terrible mistake. And you see that, like, her voice crackles, like cracks. You can see that she's fighting back this overwhelming amount of emotion inside her to try and remain the figure that she once was. The respected mayor of a small town.
Yeryl's going to go to her side. She's sitting down, isn't she?
Yes.
She's going to kneel down so that they're at eye level. She's going to place a hand on her shoulder.
And a mace between her eyes. No, go ahead.
Yeah. Grip it firmly, not in a painful way, but just in like it's a specific of why she's doing this. She's going to look at, excuse me, she's going to look at her dead in the eyes and say, decisions have been made. Choices have been given. The past has happened. It is now the decisions you make of how you can change the tides of your misfortune. I understand you feel responsible. I understand that you feel grief, hatred, and all the other emotions that must be going through your head. But right now, you are still here. The town needs you.
I don't understand. The Iron Shade Consortium doesn't just take what they want. They operate under law that they twist to suit their needs. They had paperwork, claims. They believe these people belong to them. And if we resist, if I said no, they'd put the whole town to the torch. They'd come back, and next time they won't just take workers, they'll take the town itself, and these people don't stand a chance.
Without, excuse me, without saying anything, Yeryl is going to take out the piece of ledger, unfold it, and she's trying to be resistant with her emotions as well, but she will nonetheless slam the piece of paper down in front of Eliza and point her signature and the entry of what was bought, and just look at her. Say, so what was this?
Said the Iron Shade Consortium, they're not just one company, they're made up of many smaller companies that all contribute to the same cause. This was a simple trade deal. We supply mining gear and they pay us for doing so. How was I to know that it was going to Blackfall? I didn't know. I was just signing an agreement to bring prosperity to my town.
Ulrich's going to sort of, seeing the tension in Yeryl, sort of come and take like kneel down towards the mayor and just look. We understand you have made potentially difficult decisions to do what you thought would save who you could. That is the unfortunate nature of leadership.
What choice did I have? I was told if I did not make that choice that they would just take the town itself. I did it to protect my people, or at least I thought it would protect my people. I didn't know they'd come and just take them anyway.
Is
But they're not going to see that. The people of this town are not going to see that. They just need a head and a neck for a noose and... Alright, I hid. I didn't know what to do. I was scared. I love this town. I was born here, raised here. I've known people that were taken from my entire life. I've welcomed some of them into our way of life here. I have helped others settle here from far off lands. Some of them were my friends. They've
Did you know it
taken...
would be tonight? Did you know it would be last night?
No.
Did you know they were coming to take them?
He made threats that if we didn't cooperate, something would happen. And I did everything I could to cooperate. But like I said, they just...
Who did they send? Who did they send to tell you these things? Who came?
It was, I
I
don't
was
know.
going to slam a fist down on the table.
You see, as soon as that fist hits, you see Eliza visibly jump out of her skin and go back and kind of cower in fear.
Now is not the time for fear and cowardice. You have brought this upon your town. Now you must fix it. Who came to you?
I don't know. It was an elven woman. It was an elven woman with an armed guard. They said they were working for the consortium. They were representatives of the consortium itself, and that they were here to just strike up a deal for some mining equipment and an ongoing agreement to keep supplying that equipment. Though I said that we don't have the resources here to mine such large orders on so frequently. They said that if I didn't, or if we didn't, that things could go badly, and that they would just claim ownership of this entire town. That they had the approval of the council of oh God, my thing has gone and I didn't mean for it to happen. They had
So many names, so many places, so much lore.
Zenithal. Council of Zenithal had backed them, and they had signed agreements with the Free City that they could operate here, and I don't know what else I can say.
Yero's going to get up, take the page of the ledger, and just sort of stand with facing the wall or a window or something with her back to Eliza.
Look, Eliza, you have made a mistake. There is no doubt about it, but I can also understand that you are as much under the heel of an oppressive force as any one of us. Quite frankly, you had to do what you thought was right. Whether it was or not, that is for you and fate to decide. But right now, you have a choice and a chance. We come here in force. We can help you undo what has been done. But you need to work with us, and you need to trust us, because we have come from that consortium. We have come from that place, and we will see it taken down. You could be the spearhead that regains the trust of these people that you love so deeply as you claim. But you have to take a stand now. You have to own up to what you have done and say, I made a mistake, but I'm going to fix it. And these people will help, and we will. But you cannot run anymore. A strong leader, a good leader, stands before their people and leads from the front, admits what they have done, and hopes they can find trust again.
See her eyes kind of meet yours, and a heavy silence settles in the room. The weight of this revelation presses down on Eliza like a storm cloud ready to break. You're right. They've taken our people. And if you mean to stop this, then I will offer you any help and support that I can. Not for you, for my people. What do you need?
We need you. We need information. We need supplies, and we need you to take your rightful leadership role in this city. Go to Torin, go to your people, and rally a force. And then maybe, just maybe, we can start rebuilding the city and getting the spirit back into them. But that starts with you, Eliza.
See, she takes another deep inhale. You're right. You're right. And she stands almost bolstered by your words, Ulrich. And she pats down the coat and fastens it. Very well. Shall we?
Ulrich sort of stands tall with her as he takes the shield and the spear and goes, I have to say, and I speak for myself, not everyone, but I was expecting, I don't know what I was expecting from you, but you have leadership in you. I have seen this, and I will believe in you until I cannot believe anymore. So, let us go to your people. And he sort of turns to the group as he says this and go, do you all feel this with me? Can you stand with this? I know I speak a lot, but I don't want to speak for all of you.
Well, from the plan of trying to kill her to finding out that you need a little bit of leadership, I think that's a pretty good idea. You can see him being also a little bit inspired by Ulrich.
I know that dealing with decisions like that with powers that you don't necessarily understand is not easy. But I've got a lot of respect for somebody who can stand up, admit that they've made some kind of an error, and dust themselves off and face it. I'm more than happy to be behind you.
You know, we're going to end up with a weekly social media post of here was Joe's expressions this week.
Oh, come on. Leave me alone, man. I'm just listening.
At least someone just make a video of the entire session, just expressions.
I don't mean
it.
it. I don't mean it.
It is basically like watching somebody at the cinema. Enjoying the candy floss, enjoying the flapjack.
And every now and again going,
good bit. It's a good bit, this. Don't go in there.
I don't mean it. I don't mean it.
Ulrich's going to walk to Yeril as she's turned away from all of this and just sort of place a hand to the shoulders and go, I know how you feel. I still have your back.
She's going to slowly turn, keeping her hands on his shoulder, and she's going to place her hand on his. trust you. You have a good heart. And this is the way you see fit. I shall go to battle with you.
And I'm honored to have you by my side. Now, Peanut, we're going to need some music for this little return to form. How about you find the perch and start playing something a little triumphant?
Okay. And she climbs up, and then she just whispers down to you, I still think we should have maybe killed her a little bit.
He sort of taps very lightly on the shoulder with his huge hands, says, look, if I turn out to be wrong, feel free. But for the moment, let's trust in people a little bit more. I trusted you.
Yeah, you did. Okay. And she pulls out her bagpipes.
Of course she has bagpipes.
Where were you hiding those?
You'd be suppressed.
Oh man.
She can't play the bagpipe.
Brilliant.
So she's going to start. She's a juggler.
Just one note.
Yeah. So she's going to start that.
Brilliant.
And she's just going to tap Ulrich's head as like a drum at the same time. So really hard. It's like a child slapping your head.
Like Chinese water torture.
As Ulrich leans ever so slightly away from the despondent tone of the bags, he's going to go, I know a bit of rhythm, and he'll just try and tap along with shield on spear and just sort of try and create a beat, and then start leading the procession out.
Peanut, make me a performance check, please.
No problem.
No problem.
Fuck me. Right.
Oh, no.
No problem. Rolls it. Problem.
You have a
There you
hero
go.
point. You have a hero point.
I might either. Now you said save it. Wait, performance. Right. Okay. 12.
That's all right. That's fine.
It was a 5.
There's a semi rhythmical beat to what you guys are doing. What else are you? What other snacks have you got, Joe? There's peanut. There was
dinner.
candy floss, and then I saw you eating a flapjack.
It's
What are
my
you eating
dinner.
now?
I'm hungry. It's my
My
dinner.
God.
Dinner.
Yeah,
Like,
the dinner
Yeah.
is just
Jesus.
desserts.
I don't eat dinner at 5. Okay.
You're
It's
just sweet
pulling
things.
them out.
Krispies.
Okay.
Rice Krispies. I'm hungry.
That's fine. No, it's cool. I never see you move. I just see just different snacks appear on screen and go, where's these things coming from, man?
I have a stash. It's okay.
Incredible. So
Ambitious.
you all begin to leave this shack to head back into the town proper. Yerrel, I'm going to speak to you directly, and I'm going to do this in solo chat.
Oh, that's so mean.
So, for that, the rest of you will hear Yerrel's responses. Please try not to react audibly, because it might kind of cut us off. So just bear
Not
with us.
promising.
Yerrel. Oh, wait. There we go. There again. Hello.
Hello. Okay.
As you're stood with your back towards
So
the
how's
mayor.
the weather, guys?
Joe, stop. As you're stood with your back towards the mayor, looking out of the shack window, you are taken back. In a fleeting but very real moment to the town that you were in before you arrived at Blackfall. You are shaken by this display of leadership because you've experienced someone in a position like that before, and you fell victim to those poor decisions previously. You can't help but think of all the people that have been let down by this woman. And through these thoughts, it takes you back to that day. That faithful day before you went to the monastery. It's almost like the images of that day flash briefly wrong in your mind. The decisions of a position of power and the devastation that can come from those decisions. It is brief. You're in it for what feels like an hour, reliving that day, reliving the orders that you were given, until you feel Ulrich's hand placed on your shoulder, and you almost kind of jolt as it drags you back to the rest of the group.
Taking a while, isn't
But
it?
it is grounding.
Mm-hmm.
The feathers on the back of your neck begin to unfurl and stand up on end. And as you look down towards your hand, as you turn, the 3 spots of blood on the floor where you've dug your own talons into your palm and broken the skin. Hastily, you place your hand on your leg or something to try and stop anyone else from noticing. But you've hurt yourself, not to the point of taking any damage, but this is not PTSD level shock, but this is very much like very real for you in this moment. Okay. And we're back.
And we're back in the room.
You guys head off into the town proper. You see that Eliza is somewhat leading the way. See that the few townsfolk that you all pass kind of look towards Mayor Harrowbrook with wide eyes and wide mouths, kind of in shock that she's there. She holds herself steady up, chest out a little bit as she kind of nods and goes, "Don't worry. All will be in hand and all will be taken care of. You there, send word around the town. I wish to make an address in the town square in half an hour. Gather as many people as you can. Those that are able, please gather. Those that are not, see that there is nobody injured. See that there is nobody in need. Get word around the town." As you get towards the town square, and you start to veer left back towards the watchtower.
What enemy will I throw at you now?
Yeah, a chimera
Oh.
comes out of nowhere.
Oric. You see, outside of the town, off towards the horizon, something catches your attention. Something is out of place. Top a small hill, just beyond the town's border, you see a lone figure. A lone figure that sits astride a dark horse, watching, their cloak barely visible. It is a deep red. It is the very same shade of cloak that you have seen before. For a moment, they are still. Their present, an ominous mark against the horizon. Then, with a sharp pull of the reins, they turn and disappear into the horizon. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Yeah, damn.
My goodness.
This just keeps getting better and better.
That will end tonight's session. We will pick this up next week. Thank you, everybody who has stuck with us through tonight. It has been amazing to see so many of you coming and watching. Your comments tonight have been absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much. Before you go anywhere, please don't just turn the stream off. Please stick around for 5 minutes. We will be raiding another channel. Please stick around for that, because it shows the other channel a bit of support. Drop a couple of emojis in the chat. If you have to dart after that because you've got work tomorrow, so be it. But stick around while we do the raid. Show some love and support in the next channel that we send you to. And we will see you next week. Luke, who are we raiding, please?
I'm going to pick a random stream because I haven't had a chance to pull one out. There's a stream called Dark Tales that are currently... streaming some D&D. They've got a cool name. So, yeah, we'll send us over to those guys.
Wonderful. So, stick with us while we do this raid. We will send you over there momentarily. Put some emojis in chat. Before we do say goodbye, though, thank you once again. We wouldn't have this much fun on a Sunday if it weren't for you guys all engaging with us in chat and sending your lovely messages. Thank you so much. We will be back on Sunday night next week. In the meantime, you have last week's episode airing part 1 on Tuesday, part 2 on Thursday, and you have episode 2's recap that will be launching on Friday as well. So plenty of content for you guys to digest between now and then. As always, that's everything from us. We will see you next week. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.